Hi everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. I'm going to give it a couple more seconds for everybody to join me tonight. Okay, I can see everybody coming on. So tonight is my weekly Wednesday Design with Debbie class, and I haven't done one of these classes for about 3 weeks now. Hi Karen. So tonight, the card we're going to make is this one. We're going to be using the Rooted in Nature stamp set, which comes in 2 cases. Hi Wendy, hi Rhonda, hi Darlene. Welcome everyone. Now before I start showing you all of the supplies, I forgot to mention one ink pad color, which is gray granite, when I gave you guys the list of what you needed. So you need a light gray. Now let me go ahead. So this is the card we're making. What I'm showing you tonight is how to make your own background using multiple stamps. And I have a little trick that I'm using that I'm going to show you as we go along. So for ink colors, we need Mary Merlot, Grapefruit Grove, and Gray Granite. Stamping Dimensionals, Rhinestone Jewels, some white twine, and then for cardstock, we need Mary Merlot 11 by 4 1/4. Isn't this going to be a nice color for Christmas cards? I just love this. It reminds me of wine for some reason. Maybe it's because it's got the Merlot name in it. We need a scrap piece of Whisper White for stamping. And then these 3 pieces all measure the same. We have Vellum Cardstock, Whisper White, and a multi-purpose adhesive sheet. And they all measure 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then we have the Granny Apple, which measures 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch. So let me get started. Let's start with the card base. I haven't had anybody stamping with me lately, so I'm just going to go ahead and move along. If you are stamping, just let me know and I'll slow down. So we're going to score the Mary Merlot card base at 5 1/2. Oh, I do have to tell you guys a little story about last night. If you missed me last night, I was on live. And Diane had asked me if I received a package in the mail, and I totally did not understand what she was asking me, but she explained later that she wondered if my ring had showed up from Alaska when we went to Alaska. Dave bought me an anniversary ring, and it actually showed up today, so I just thought I'd show you guys. It's got 3 stones to match my wedding band. But anyway, that's my ring, Diane, and it is here. I think it's so cute. He couldn't go, when we went to Victoria, British Columbia, he couldn't go walking in the gardens like everybody else, so we went shopping instead. Okay, so back to work. I'm going to bring in the 2 leaf stamps. This is the Grapefruit Grove ink. And it's funny because the ring arrived while he wasn't home and I didn't open the package. I waited till he got home and I let him put it on my finger. So I'm just stamping randomly. I'm trying to copy my card exactly just so you guys, it'll be the same or close to anyway. Oops, I forgot to get my wipe. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to clean this one off. Bring in the... Oh, you know what? I don't even have my Granny Apple. I'm going to use a different ink color because I'm set up for a class and I left my Granny Apple in the garage. So I'm going to use Lemon Lime Twist. It's close enough. The garage is way at the end of the house at the other end, so I don't have time to run over there and get it. But you can see it's close enough in color anyway. I had a class on Monday, a club, and then I have another one coming next Monday, so I didn't take anything apart. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the Mary Merlot. I'd be curious to find out how many of you guys have purchased this stamp set to go with the dies too. I think it's a great stamp set. It is a little pricey, but you get, what is it, 16 stamps and you get 12 dies to go with it. So I think it's a good value for the price that that you pay for it. Okay, so if you did, I was telling some of the girls about this in my class the other day because one of the girls wanted to make a Christmas card and she didn't have any designer paper. Wouldn't this make a nice sheet of designer paper if you start out with 8.5 by 11 and just filled it all up? You made your own designer paper by doing that. Okay, now the other stamping is going to be the little strip. And that's Mary Merlot. And I'm going to make sure this is right side up. So I'm going to stamp it on my scrap first. And I'm going to go mostly to the right. And now we're going to do the leaves that go on the scrap. I should have done the leaves while I was doing it on this one. So one with the grapefruit, one with the lemon lime twist, and then the little one with the Merlot. Now on the little branch image, I'm using the gray granite, but I didn't go full strength because I wanted it to be lighter. As you can see on the card, it's a lot lighter. So I'm going to stamp on scrap first and then on the white. Okay, that's all the stamping we need. So now I'm going to bring in the big shot and you guys can watch me cut. Now let me cut a couple pieces of washi tape. I should be able to do 3 at a time for the first part of it. So I'm going to do the small leaf. So have any of you guys gotten, for those of you that are demonstrators, have any of you guys gotten your holiday catalog orders in yet? I didn't do 2-day shipping this time like I usually do just because I've been so swamped coming back from Alaska. And my order is coming in on Monday. So maybe I'll surprise you guys with a card with some new stuff next week. Okay, so we got one of the leaves, one of the branches, and then the smaller leaf, which we're done with on the die. So I'm going to cut one more with the larger leaf. Oh, Fran, yours is coming Friday. Because I live in Maine, I think we're usually like the last ones to get our orders. I think mine sat there for a couple days waiting to get shipped out just because a lot of people did the 2-day shipping. Whoops, that one popped. I'm having a hard time seeing with the camera on top here. It's creating a shadow. Oh, Luann, yours is coming on Monday. Good. So a lot of people are going to probably have their orders by Monday, I would say the latest. I usually do 2-day shipping just so I can get going on projects, but I've been swamped, so I didn't bother doing that this time. Okay, this is my last one. Again, I know some of you guys are new to stamping and you like to see how the Big Shot cuts and all that. So we've got 3 branches and 3 leaves. Let me bring everything back in. And the first thing I'm going to do is glue this to the bottom of the card base. And before I add the vellum, I'm going to show you the difference. So without gluing anything in place, I'm just going to place everything the way it should be glued. And I thought this was too bright. It just, I don't know, it just took away from the cluster that I had going on up here. So what I did, I'm going to bring in, where's my vellum? Oh, here it is. So I'm going to bring in the vellum and the adhesive sheet. I'm just going to burnish the adhesive sheet before I peel it. And maybe some of you guys prefer the brightness of it, but sometimes you want to tone it down a little bit. And that's what I'm going to do here. If I can get this off. And then I'm going to add the vellum. And you need to be careful not to touch the adhesive sheet too much when you're doing this. Okay, now I'm going to burnish it again. And remember that this is good to use with vellum because the adhesive will not show through. Okay, so remember how bright it is compared to this one. Now I'm going to tone it down. And you can't even tell that there's any adhesive under there. See how nice that looks? Now we're going to glue the sentiment layer. And I just need to trim just a little bit on this side. And then I'm going to bring in the twine. So that's just a little trick that you use if you have something that you feel is just too striking or too bright. You tone it down by adding vellum on the top. I hope that makes sense. Okay, now I'm going to tie a bow. I've got adhesive on my fingers from the sheet, so hopefully I won't mess up my bow. And then all we have left to do is to finish off the cluster and add some rhinestones. And like I said, I hope, yeah, I keep grabbing the bow over here with the finger that has adhesive on it, and it keeps pulling. Let me try that one more time. I won't use my thumb this time. There we go. Now I'm going to trim that up. And let's bring in all the little pieces. I need to stop and wipe my fingers because everything is just flying out of my way here. Okay, now I'm going to use the lemon lime twist. And for those of you that want to do the same exact color on card number 1, that's Granny Apple Green. For those of you just coming in, I have a class all set up in my garage and I forgot to grab my ink pad. So just a little variation of color. Oh, you like the vellum, Wendy? I think it adds so much to it, don't you? And it would be good on a Christmas card too if you did a Christmas background like this. Okay, now I'm just going to add glue to each of the branches. And one's going to go right on top. And then I'm going to tuck the other ones in. I find it easier to do all my leaves when I'm doing some tucking and then doing everything at the end. It's easier to figure out where you want to place all your items. And then we've got the rhinestones. And I'm not used to using our new tool yet, so I forgot to dig that out to show you for those of you that haven't seen it yet. And that's it for my card. So that's how, again, repeating myself, this is how you tone down the color when it's a little bit too bright. You just cover it with vellum using the adhesive sheets. And the adhesive sheets are 12 by 12. These go, I've had the same packet for a long time now. These go very far when you just need little pieces like that. So I hope you enjoyed my card for tonight. I'm going to try to get back to doing my Sunday classes too, so I hope to have something ready for you guys on Sunday. And if I do, I'll put a note on my Facebook page probably on Saturday to let you know. So thanks for joining me tonight. Thanks for all the love and for you, those of you that shared my video tonight. And I hope to see you guys on Sunday. Have a good night.